Hey, I wanted to hop on here and answer a few questions. I'm waiting for Hattie's school to get out, and then we have her appointment with her ENT. I've gotten a lot of questions and just really haven't had the time or energy to even reply to texts. I think I've called my mom and my mother-in-law. So her hearing loss wasn't something that I expected. I wasn't surprised with the diagnosis, but definitely not expected, and definitely not like hearing aid level. And then seeing the charts, I know what a normal hearing chart looks like, and then when you see that your child is just a few decibels above like functionally deaf for a lot of tones in both ears, is really shocking. And I cried for 2 days straight, and now I'm okay. It's not life-threatening, and we're gonna make it. But it's been a lot of phone calls, and I was on the phone for all this morning. I maybe had an hour off, but anyway, so yeah, it's not from an ear infection or anything that has happened. It's likely that she had significant hearing loss when she was born, and there are some things that happened when she was a newborn in the hospital that I wish that had been looked further into. When they do the newborn test, it took 3 tries for her to pass it, and the doctor, nurse, whoever does that, was like, "Oh, it's fine. She's just sleeping. But they also don't ask if you have a family history of hearing loss, and I do. My dad's side, so I'm not close to my father, but my grandfather and aunt that I stay in pretty good touch with on Facebook, and then 2 cousins that are not her children, and those 2 cousins both got hearing aids as children. So if there's anything like that in your family, they need to be looking into it more. And so, given that, and the fact that she didn't pass her hearing test as a newborn, should have, I guess, been documented. They didn't tell me that, hey, this is, anyway, this is something you should be concerned about. And then, all the questions they ask at the doctor, like, does she startle easily? Does she wake easily? No. Hattie would sleep through a hurricane. She literally slept through a tornado one morning. But, when I mentioned that to the doctor, they didn't know there was hearing loss on my side. Her pediatrician, they don't know that there's hearing loss, and they also didn't know that she didn't pass as a newborn on the first 2 tries because that wasn't documented. So there's just a lot of stuff that adds up. I took her to the ENT. I thought maybe she had a little bit, that they would say, hey, we just need to keep an eye on this, because she listens to the TV at like a grandpa level of volume. And I thought they might say, like, she has some wax buildup or something, but she keeps, for like the past 2 months, she will come to me digging in her ears and saying, Mama, clean my ears, clean my ears, clean my ears. And it's multiple times a day. So I thought, something's going on. I took her to the audiologist because I got a next day appointment with her pediatrician. I could not get a next day appointment, and I just thought, we'll just do this. And so, yeah, I was pretty shocked. It's not going to get... It won't improve, but hopefully it won't get worse to where she is completely deaf. And I'm hopeful that it won't, because my aunt she just turned 60 and she's doing fine with hearing aids. So she's been a good resource for me to talk to. I don't know about anything, what's expected. We have appointments today and appointments tomorrow. And then they said that they will, I guess the ENT and the audiologist are going to talk, but they said definitely hearing aids by the end of the month. They were really, so there weren't any other signs. She's doing fine in speech, and her preschool teacher from last year's on here, so she does okay in school. The doctor was really shocked that her speech was normal for a 4-year-old, and we have had some problems learning some of the letter sounds and everything, but she's doing okay. And I just thought, oh, well, she just doesn't want to learn her letters because she's always kind of stubborn. And I worried a lot about ADD because there were just a lot of symptoms. ADHD, I guess that's what they call it now. There were a lot of things that I'm like, oh my goodness, like this child. But talking to her audiologist, that's probably related to her lack of hearing, not her lack of listening, but it does mess with, I guess, her concentration levels and such. But hopefully so today they're going to check to just make sure everything is structurally okay. They're going to do, like the head x-ray, not a CT scan, something like that. They're doing something like that, and then the ENT will meet with the audiologist, and then she is going to, anyway, she has another meeting, and then we meet back with her to hopefully either get hearing aids or see what the next step is. But thank you for all of the messages and comments, and sorry, I probably just won't ever, I just don't have the energy to get back to them, but I wanted to give a big thank you, and we're doing okay. Hattie's excited. Right now, if there's something like, hey, Hattie, stop jumping on the couch, or leave your sister alone, she looks at me and says, I can't hear you, I don't have my ears. So typical Hattie, she's going to be fine, and thank you for all of your support. Bye.